Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into a big comparison, really trying to figure out the differences between LaunchBox and Batocera for organizing retro games.
Yeah, it's a common question. Both are tools to give you that kind of Netflix for retro games feel, right? A nice front end.
Right, a front end. So crucially, neither of these are the emulators.
Exactly. They're the pretty interface, the library. The emulators, like RetroArch or Dolphin, they still run in the background doing the actual work.
Okay, got it. And the biggest, fundamental difference right off the bat?
It's how they run. LaunchBox is basically a Windows program. You install it, click an icon, it opens up on your desktop. Standard stuff.
Standard stuff. But Batocera, that's the wild one.
You could say that. It's actually a whole Linux-based operating system.
Yeah.
So you boot your PC, and instead of Windows loading, Batocera loads. It turns the machine into, well, a dedicated console.
Whoa, okay, so no Windows at all when you're running Batocera.
Nope. It takes over completely, which, leads straight into setup
Yeah.
differences.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Which one's easier to get going? Batocera sounds complex, maybe? An entire OS?
You'd think so, but actually, Batocera is often seen as the easier setup overall. You flash the image file to a USB drive or hard drive, boot from it,
Okay.
drop your game files into the right folders, and boom, it automatically scrapes artwork, metadata.
Mm.
You could be playing games in maybe an hour. It's pretty slick.
An hour. That does sound fast. But flashing an OS, isn't that a bit scary for some people compared to just installing a Windows app?
It can be, yeah. That initial step is maybe more technical.
Yeah.
But LaunchBox, well, the free version is simple to install, sure. Keyboard and mouse stuff.
Yeah.
But if you want that nice, polished, controller-friendly TV experience, they call big box mode, that's where LaunchBox becomes more of a project.
Big box mode. Okay, explain that. Is that like the main interface people want for couch gaming?
Pretty much, yeah. It's the 10-foot UI,
Yeah.
designed for TVs and controllers, lots of themes, looks great. The free LaunchBox is more like a desktop application, point and click.
Gotcha. And big box isn't free.
Correct. That's the main cost difference. Batocera is completely free, forever. No hidden costs. LaunchBox Free is fine for desktop use, but Big Box, that's a paid upgrade.
How much are we talking?
It's around $30 for a license that gives you a year of updates to Big Box. You need it for the good themes, the full controller support, all that jazz.
Okay, so Batocera is free, potentially easier setup after the initial flash. LaunchBox is easier install for the basic version, but costs money for the full TV experience.
You got it. And that OS difference, it massively impacts performance too.
Ah, right. The dedicated OS versus running on top of Windows. How big a difference.
It can be pretty significant, especially on older or, let's say, less powerful hardware. Batocera wins here, hands down.
Why is that? Just because Linux is lighter?
That's a big part of it. Linux uses fewer system resources than Windows, which is always running background tasks, antivirus, all that overhead.
Right, the Windows bloat.
Exactly. So Batocera can dedicate more power directly to the emulator. Tests show it can run anywhere from like 5% to even 25% faster on the exact same hardware.
25%, that's huge. That could be the difference between playable and unplayable for some tougher systems.
Absolutely. Think PS2, GameCube, some tricky N64 games. That extra headroom matters. Less stutter, lower input lag sometimes too.
Okay, so performance-wise, especially on weaker PCs, Batocera seems like the clear choice.
For raw speed, yeah. But there's always a but, right?
Customization.
Customization. LaunchBox, especially with Big Box, is the king here. If you love tweaking, designing, making everything look exactly how you want, LaunchBox is your playground.
What kind of tweaking are we talking?
Oh, thousands of user-made themes, incredibly detailed metadata editing, custom video previews for games, building complex playlists to track modes for arcade setups. It's incredibly deep.
So total control for the tinkerer. And Batocera.
Batocera is more about simplicity and consistency. It uses Emulation Station as its front end, which is clean, functional, looks good, but it's not nearly as customizable. You get some theme options, sure, but nothing like the depth of LaunchBox Big Box.
It's more locked down, maybe? Focused on just working well out of the box.
That's a good way to put it. It prioritizes ease of use and stability over infinite tweaking power.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up for you, the listener. Two main paths here.
Right, path one, you want a dedicated machine, maybe an old PC you want to revive, or you're building an arcade cabinet. You want it simple, fast, and completely free.
That sounds like Batocera. Flash it, load games, play. Minimal fuss, maximum performance for the hardware.
Exactly. Path two, you need to keep Windows running. Maybe it's your main PC, you multitask, do other things besides gaming, and you really care about deep customization, getting the look and feel perfect.
That's LaunchBox, but specifically with the paid big box upgrade, if you want that seamless couch experience. Be prepared to maybe spend a bit more time setting it up just right and accept it won't be quite as fast as Batocera on the same machine.
Precisely. It's flexibility and customization versus dedicated simplicity and speed.
So the final thought for you to chew on is this. If pure retro gaming performance is the goal, is potentially losing up to 25% of that speed worth keeping your Windows desktop easily accessible?
That really is the core trade-off, isn't it? What matters more for your specific setup?